Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing well. My name is Charity, and I wanted to jump on here real quick and just share a testimony of something that happened to me yesterday, last night, and really to encourage people out there. So basically, yesterday I joined in a few prayer meetings, like starting in the afternoon. We were just really interceding for our leaders at this time, for our presidents, our frontline workers who are making very important decisions, very difficult, challenging decisions. And we were praying for cover for them, for protection, for God's guidance and wisdom at this time. Then we got the news of our Prime Minister, Boris Johnson, gone into hospital. So we intensified the prayers for him, and so during the evening I joined in a couple more prayer groups at this time. This time we were aware that he's been moved into intensive care, so we prayed, and it was such a good time just coming together, getting all these revelations and really praying. My last one ended up 1 a.m. So I did my regular get ready for bed routine. Nothing new, nothing um, unusual. At the time I was pumped up. So I went into bed, and when I put my head down on the pillow, obviously, did my prayers, and when I was going into deep sleep, I was suddenly woken up with this burn, with this itch everywhere. Was itching. My eye was so itchy. My ears were burning, like something was trying to crawl out of it. My stomach started to really hurt, and the itch was getting quite intense. So suddenly, I came to take my creatine like I would do, and then I went into the loo, and I was running like crazy. Nothing made any sense. So I thought to myself, okay, all right, calm down, pray, calm down, pray. And but at this time, I was feeling this intense, like almost like something pushing up your chest, almost like when you're is trying to come out, like when you're forcing vomit. And so I would drink water. I kept drinking water to push it down, but it was quite intense. And I got to a point I realized that the water was struggling to go down. You could feel the water just move slowly down. And I was like, what's happening? I at this time my clothes are all off. I've got bumps all over my body, my back, and I felt like I needed to call for help at this time, because I'm here with two very young kids, so I had to call for help at this time. Before we get whatever is getting at this point, I'm filled with panic. I'm filled with just the the pain and the itch have taken over my whole thinking. So I couldn't even pray. So my I got a number. I phoned 111, the emergency service here in England, and they said an hour wait. There's a lot of cases of coronavirus. So I was like, right. So they said, you can go to the website for information. I was like, no. So amazingly, 5 minutes down the line or so, this, you have to understand, this was happening so quick. The lady picked up, and she was like, she got my symptoms, she did a regular checks, and she said, ma'am, yeah, we need to get you an ambulance, which was also another amazing testimony, because I've been in an emergency situation at one point in my life, but they say to you, sounds like an emergency, so put the phone down and phone 999 straight away. But she said, I'm getting you an ambulance. She got me the ambulance. She was asking me of any restrictions to my home. Am I sick? Anybody in the house sick? I was like, no, this is what we have at the moment. Oh, this is what happened at the moment. So she said, any problems getting in the flat? I was like, no. Then she says, this is the time you can phone somebody while you can still, you're still able to talk and stuff. Phone somebody, and while the ambulance is coming, so if you have to go into hospital. So I was phoning my mom, and in the midst of phoning and not being able to get to her, I thought to myself, my buzzer doesn't work, and so when they get here, how will they get to me? So eventually I got to my mom, and then my phone started to ring, and this lady calls me. She says, we have an ambulance service out your flat, but we can't get in. There's a note on the door that you put there. So this note I put for an Amazon delivery for baby wipes, and the delivery has come in. So I was thinking, yesterday I was sat here thinking I need to take the note off the door, but I thought I didn't think much of it again. And so this was another miracle. So they got the number of the note that I'd left on the door for another purpose, and they came in. And they took my observations and stuff, and they said, we need to give you intravenous, an IV, or intravenous, but we have to take you into hospital if we give this type of intravenous. And I was like, I can't take you, I can't go to the hospital. Who's gonna look after the babies? She goes, oh, you got young babies? I was like, yeah. And then they said they just set me up on my sofa and put the intravenous thing in here, and this is all happening so quickly, right? I had, over the top of my head, I left my phone in the bedroom, and my mom is calling. She's worried. She's calling to see what's happening. So they got the drug in. They put a couple of drugs in there. And so when the itch was coming down, and I was suddenly just coming down, it was so cold at this time. I was shivering, and I said to them, my mom will be very worried. I want to. So they said, oh, pick up and speak to her. When I picked up, though, I realized I had another call on there at 3 a.m. This was, now it's at 3, so a bit gone past 3. I was like, why is she calling me? So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, my mom can't get through to me. Maybe she's calling the people that I pray with to intercede for me. So then I spoke to my mom. She said she's getting ready to come, and they have to sit with me. They spoke to the paramedics, spoke to the doctors at the hospital, and they said that because of the drugs they've given me, they need to sit with me for a bit. So we sat here, I'm lying in the sofa, I'm cold, I'm covered in blanket. And then my phone kept going, and so the paramedic said, I think somebody's really trying to get to you. Can you pick up? So at this point I could pick up, because I was back to some kind of normal at the point. So I pick up, and my sister, my friend who I pray with, she calls me. She said, are you okay? I'm praying, and I have you in my spirit. Your name keeps dropping, and I can't shake it off. I feel like God is saying to call you. This is 3 a.m. And I was like, amazing. And I told her what's happening, and she goes to me, put the phone, I'll put the phone down quickly and I'll go. So what she was doing at the time was, when she couldn't call me, she phoned somebody else that we pray with, and she said, we need to intercede for the charity, because I can't shake her name off my head right now. So they were praying. I didn't even know they were praying. And the paramedic was like, and I put the phone down looking shocked, and she's like, what is it? And I was like, my friend just called me to say that she couldn't shake me off her head, and she wanted to call. She goes, at this time, did you call her? I was like, no. She was just sat here the whole time saying, wow, right, okay, I'm aware the video's going over. So the point here, I'm better now. Mom came over, looked after the kid. I felt really dizzy, and even this morning I feel really hungover. I don't know what that drug was, but the itch has gone down. I'm not itching as much, and so I just wanted to jump on here very quick and just say that part where she called me was amazing. This, to me, this morning when I was thinking about it, I knew it was God in the room with me at the time, but he could not get my attention because I was so over the top of my head. I was thinking all kinds of thoughts. I was thinking about who will look after the kids, all kinds of crazy thoughts, and I couldn't feel him in that room. I couldn't see him, but he wanted to prove to me that he was there by going to somebody, say, call her at 3 a.m. We don't have, she's my sister, we pray, we have certain times of prayer, but we're not like conversation buddies or anything like that. So it was amazing how this happened, and I just wanted to jump on here real quick and say that God, he speaks to us now, even now. So not to doubt him anything. He still speaks every day to us, and he's there with you, especially because this whole week my prayer point is I want to tangibly know him, and he's used this opportunity to really prove himself. And I just wanted to read a scripture right here. I was the whole week I've been thinking about Moses, you know, that was my other video. I was thinking about Moses was, at one point they were in battle with a tribe, group of people known as the Amalekites, and so God gave Moses an instruction to lift up his hands, right? So when his hands are up, they're winning the battle. When his hands are down, they're losing the battle. But what the elders then did, I'm reading Exodus 17 verses 11 to 13. And what the elders did, I'll go back to read a bit about what the elders did. I'm very conscious of the time. At the time, I don't want to go too overboard here. The elders, what they did at the time was, when Moses' hands grew tired, they took a stone and put it under him, and he sat on it. And Aaron and Hur held his hand up, one on one side, one on the other side, that his hand remained steady till the sunset, and they won the battle. That's the next verse. They won the battle. The most amazing thing is, at this time, when my other sister called me, because I left her message at the time, she was the last person I spoke to, so I wanted to be sure she was up so she could pray for me at the time. And when she finally called me, she was saying, rest, we're interceding. And so people were interceding. The other sister said the same thing. She goes, rest, and we're interceding. And so here we see that Moses is being asked to rest where other people are holding him up. And one of my message again in this video is that we need to intercede for each other. When you are praying and you feel a sense that you should pray for someone, or you should intercede for someone, however vague you heard it, or you know, or you had a sense of it, just either reach out to them or keep praying for them. I thank you so much. And this is an example of how God still now speaks to us and still now is with us. I pray that you're encouraged. I pray that you are not fearful, but you are hopeful in all of this. And I ask that we intercede also for our leaders, especially for our Prime Minister Boris Johnson at this time, that God's purpose will come to pass in the name of Jesus. And I thank you all for listening. I hope you have a great day. Bye bye.